My name is Ben Dutzman. I'm an A&P instructor here at Thrust Institute of Maintenance, and I'm going to talk about a couple other things you can do with your A&P license outside of just being a general mechanic. There are a lot of opportunities in aviation. One of the things I love to tell my students about is the amount of inspections required to keep planes safe opens up a host of new opportunities for mechanics who are maybe still trying to stay in the industry, get those big paychecks, but also afraid of what the industry might do to their back. Aging is a real thing. You can stay a mechanic your whole life. The pay scales are pretty decent. Now they're topping $60, entering $70 an hour if you'll stick with a company. You'll work there full-time, usually about 7 to 8 years to top out. It's pretty normal, but if you don't want to be a mechanic forever, you don't have to. There are plenty of lateral movements to be made within the airlines. So some that I'm aware of are going to look like QC, quality control. You can be a manager. You can be a VP of maintenance, that's jumping a couple steps up. RON, like a troubleshooter, more paperwork, less actual maintenance on the aircraft. Something appealing about the role of QC, or quality control, within an airline is you hang up your wrenches. You've already become familiar with an aircraft. You know what goes where. You've seen pretty much everything there is to see about an aircraft, but you're not allowed to touch the airplane. That's how most airlines are going to operate. The new guys will enter your company and they got a lot of questions, and you're who they go to, and you do a lot of inspecting. So they are going to break apart an engine. They're going to bring you the engine bolts, and you're going to be the guy who makes the final call and gives a thumbs up and says that's good enough hardware to be reinstalled on the aircraft. But you're not actually allowed to join in with them and potentially get what the FAA calls like a tunnel vision. So it's really easygoing work. In QC, it's going to be usually towards the end of your life cycle as an employee working on aircraft as an A&P. It's much easier on the body. You're not supposed to touch the aircraft. You're not supposed to work on them, turn those wrenches, lift the heavy things. That's the new guy's job. Your job is to get paid a little more and look over their shoulder and make sure they're connecting things correctly, using the torque wrenches, and you're a second set of eyes, and that's your full-time job. So QC is a really great path for an A&P mechanic. Another exciting opportunity in aviation as an A&P, you can work your way up the ladder to being maintenance operation control, and that is going to look like you in a room fielding calls from mechanics who don't really know what they're doing in terms of troubleshooting. It's one of the big things that MLC can help with. Like QC, MLC is an experienced A&P position. You're not going to be working out in the rain and the elements. You're going to be in a building, but you're going to be still taking part in the troubleshooting of aircraft, and on occasion you are still allowed to go out to the planes to work on them and assist the mechanics who are stationed around wherever your airline is going to fly. But you are a senior role and more of a troubleshooter, and you're going to spend a lot more time looking at documents and talking to the manufacturers and trying to figure out what's going on. So it's a fun investigative role. Another thing you can do in any industry, and aviation is no different, is start your own business. You can start your own repair station or just basic maintenance station. You can market yourself if you're confident in your abilities as a mechanic, and you get really good, usually avionics, electrical troubleshooting, or sheet metal. I've seen many people begin to market and hire themselves more as a consulting role. In the event that a company is stuck trying to get a plane back in the air, they're not sure what the issue is, or if they just have too much work on their hands, they can hire you on, and you get to set your own pay scale as a business owner. And if they need you bad enough, they get to pay for your exceptional skills and qualities, what made you want to make your own business in the first place. So that's always an exciting career opportunity, no matter what industry you're in. But aviation, there's just a host of opportunities. There's a whole lot of other things you can do as an A&P mechanic. There's marine. You can work with boats, helicopters, hot air balloons, SpaceX, think rockets that are flying around, Blue Origin. So some of those up and coming programs leaving Earth. It's pretty cool. I'm aware of a friend who entered the energy sector after leaving aviation with his A&P license. So the power plants used in aircraft are so similar to that used in like renewable fuels, and also some of those offshore oil rigs. He was able to make a pretty penny inspecting the engines used in those procedures. I've been informed of Disney and Six Flags hiring a host of A&P mechanics. They have the knowledge, the skills to put together and maintain roller coasters, which are operating about the same PSIs, the hydraulic systems, and all the metallurgy that goes on in there. They know how to inspect them. There's quite a bit you can do there, and with cars too, although some additional licensing may be required. It's easy to get the license, and it is a great resume builder. So you'll be picked first as an A&P, I'll say that. Thanks for watching here at Thrust Institute of Maintenance. Like and subscribe, and we hope to see y'all again.